All right, gotta love when old trusty Walmart comes through in the clutch. Scrape fix and another Tacticam. I will explain this when we get to the farm. Alright, I said I would explain what's going on when I got out to the farm and why I got another camera. To start off, this is going to be a two-part video. Part one, I'm going to set up a few cameras on this new piece of farm. And then part two, I'm going to make this all one video, but part two will be some of the gear and why I use what I use. So, the reason for the new camera is we have been renting a farm from a farmer that had two pieces to it. It had a main farm, which we rented 2/3 of, and then we had a south farm. Well, this year, the farmer decided in his best interest to take the south farm away from us, but give us the entire main farm. Works out perfect. Everyone's happy with this. I'm happy. However, I have never hunted the east end of the main farm. I have walked it during shed season with their permission. So I know a little bit about it, but I want to get 2 or 3 cameras going down here on this end to see what's going on. And I only have 2 weeks before season. So this week I'm putting out 3 cameras. Next week, hopefully 2 tree stands. And with any luck, we'll get some deer on here. So let's go get these set up. All right. First stop, we're going to head down to a stand I'm going to call Bottoms Up, down at the bottom of this farm. Alright, here we go. We're at the bottom of this hill. And my thought is, I don't know, like I said, I've never hunted this part of the farm, but cornfield, big cornfield, and then the neighbor's got corn over there. He's been planting that for the last couple of years. So, my thought is just to throw a stand up right in this tree right here. And then hopefully with the southwest wind, it's blowing that way. If they come around the end, they shouldn't smell us. And if they come down here, they shouldn't smell us. And of course, here. So I seen a tree right here. I'm gonna just cut some of this grass down a little bit and set that camera right there, and I will show you once I have it set up. All right, so here's my camera set up. I've decided that tree over there is gonna be the one I'm gonna put a stand in. I cut all the live stuff at the base, hoping it'll die a little bit and before I come back next week. But perfect little tree. Gonna sit out here looking to the south, so we shouldn't get any sun glare in the morning or the afternoon. Turn this on, connect it to my phone, and then I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, camera set on the tree right there. Again, hoping the deer are kind of going to come in and out of here perhaps. Coming off that bigger corn, probably coming from this direction. Stand location is that second tree right there. So with any luck, this spot will produce. All right, we're all the way back up top, and I call this the highway. This farmer put this road in here, as you can see, all the way up and down along the top, and this was never here before. But my thought is, I cut a path, and I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Point this camera down here, going right down through here, and it goes right down into the bottom. And I'm going to take a rut camera down in there and leave that down at the bottom. And I'm not going to go in there unless I have reason to believe deer are coming through there. It's a lot of bedding in there. So I'm going to clean the trail up right here so we can get in and out now that I know I got this chunk of the lease. Then up here, I want to pick a tree, and I'm leaning towards this little skinny guy right here. I don't know yet. I want to be able to shoot the cornfield up top, and I want to be able to shoot this road. So I got to figure that out. But that's something I'm going to do next weekend. So I'm going to go down in the bottom. I'm going to set that camera, and then we're going to find a place for a camera right up here to watch this. Okay, that will finalize the last camera on the new part of this lease. Again, this is on the east end of the main farm that we already had, and this is at the very top of the hill. There's a trail I put going down in here that goes down to a rut spot, and then behind the camera I'm going to put up a hang-on. I can shoot the highway, is what I'm calling it. It's just a 2-track through here, and I can shoot the corn. So there's deer sign in here, so we'll see what's showing up. All right, back to the truck, loaded up. I think that was pretty successful. I like the sign I seen. The first spot I put in there I called bottoms up. In between those two cornfields, it looks pretty good. Good spot for a stand. Southwest west wind should be perfect there. Even northwest would be good, so any west wind should be good. And then the second camera I put up there that I called the highway, again, that looks good for a southwest wind blowing out into the cornfield. And it looks like the deer are using that path I cut to come up out of the bottom. So we'll let these trail cameras run for a week. I'll be back in here next week to hang some stands in those two locations. I probably won't film any of that. It's not that big a deal. Maybe if I come out here by myself, I'll do something, but if I come out here with my brother or something, I won't. Welcome back to the farm. So last week, I came out here and I set up 3 cameras on a new portion of the farm that we're leasing. It's a part that I've never hunted before, and today I'm going to come out and hang 2 tree stand setups. One on the top of the farm, which would be the top of the hill, and then one down in the bottom. Both right near the edge of the corn, but I think they could be pretty good early season spots. So let's get into it and get them set up. Okay, I'm back up top. Let me see if I can see that trail camera right there, and then there's that path I was telling you about. And I've had a few deer on it already, mostly nocturnal, no shooter bucks, but picked out a tree over here. And I got a little path going in right here. Let's walk up in there for a second. I picked out this maple right here. It's not the biggest tree in here, but I think I got the least amount of cutting to do to get me some shooting lanes to that road into the cornfield. So I'm just going to dive into this and start getting this thing set up. Okay, stand number 1 is set. This looks pretty good. I'm going to flip the camera around here and let you see what I can see, where my shooting lanes are and whatnot. Okay, here I am in the seated position. So this is a shot right here to the edge of the corn. Obviously when I stand up, I got a good shot there, and then another good shot over my right side. So I got 2 lanes going to the corn, and then out here I cut some brush out of the way so they could come in and out of the corn right here. And then I've got shots all the way down to that side-by-side within probably 20 yards. And once they hit the side-by-side, that's that trail that goes down into my rut spot that way. And then obviously I can shoot the highway all the way around behind me. So on to the next stand. Okay, just made it down here to the second tree stand location. This is the one where the 2 cornfields come together, and I'm going to go ahead and get me a stand right up in that tree right there. Alright, I just finally got this second stand set up, and then I'm going to turn the camera around and just show you guys what I can see. Alright, I apologize if it's a little windy, but we'll see how this goes. But anyways, I'm going to walk in right there, and there's where I set my trail camera down this bottom. And then of course, I'm hoping they come this way in the evenings. And then of course, in the mornings they're coming back up. I'm not sure yet. We'll let this trail camera tell me what to do. We got about a week. But the one thing I like about this spot is when I had only part of the farm, I was hunting at that far end down there. And when the leaves were off, I could see this guy had this cornfield planted in here. And it only goes halfway down or so. It's a real small cornfield. But he doesn't pick it till late. So what I'm hoping is they'll come out of that corn when this corn is picked, and they'll come across here. It'll be just like a quick transition to bedding over here or something. So we'll see what happens. Well, that wraps that up. I got both those stands set. Went really well. Camoed them both in with a little bit of tree branches and stuff, just because they were kind of a little more out in the open. But I feel good about them. I do want to apologize. I said I was going to make this a 2-part video with the new beginnings and the gear dump. But I'm not going to add the gear dump on here. I think it's just going to make the video a little too long. So I just want to say thanks for watching, everyone.